Developing now, new threats from Russia overnight. The back and forth backlash growing after the U.S. election was allegedly hacked.
Counting down to 2017. The fireworks are set, the Space Needle lit up. What's new this year as thousands get ready to ring in the new year?
Prepping for the Peach Bowl, the Huskies just a day away from taking on #1 Alabama. Fans flying out for the big game are already celebrating this morning.
You'll see some of that sunshine as you travel to Atlanta and land there later on this afternoon. Back here at home where we are looking at still some spotty morning rain, giving way to a partial clearing this afternoon.
And taking a look at traffic this morning, boy, through Federal Way right now, it's like all you can eat. You can see many lanes, wide open, dry pavement there. Some areas in the north center a bit wet, though.
New overnight, police believe a man was driving under the influence when he crashed into this pole in Kirkland. Just look at the damage of that car from that impact. Police tell us a man in the passenger seat was severely hurt. He's now at Harborview. The crash happened along Juanita Drive Northeast just after 12:30. Parts of that road is still closed right now for the investigation.
Well, the countdown is certainly on right now to ring in 2017.
In just a matter of hours, we'll get a closer look at the last-minute preps on top of the Space Needle for the biggest fireworks show in our state. Let's head straight to KOMO's Kristen Leone, who's now live at the Seattle Center right now. Kristen, what can people expect out there?
Good morning, Ryan and Lee. It's a tradition that many Seattleites don't want to miss and definitely come out here to watch. Check it out behind me. You can see that the Space Needle is already lit in magenta. That's because it's being sponsored by T-Mobile. But it's getting ready in preps for the fireworks that are going to blast off in the background starting tomorrow at midnight. Well, this year the show has been extended to 10 minutes, which is 2 minutes longer than last year. And here's a look at what people can expect. This is video here from last year's fireworks show at the Needle. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? Well, we're told around 400,000 people will be watching it from around the neighborhood. 20,000 of them will be right here at the Seattle Center campus. And I'm sure most of you already know, but parking is going to get crazy here, so plan ahead if you can. Streets and gates near this area are going to be closed at around 10, just 2 hours before midnight when that fireworks show kicks off. So if you don't have any plans for New Year's Eve, sounds like this may be your best bet if you're going to be in downtown Seattle. Coming up later on today at 11 o'clock, we're going to preview a closer look at these New Year's Eve preparations just to give you a better idea of what to expect tomorrow. So stay with us. We'll have more coming up at 11 as well. We're now live at the Seattle Space Needle this morning. Kristen Leone, KOMO News.
And we take a look at our forecast. First of all, when you look at our KOMO News radar right now, we're still seeing some of those scattered showers coming in. But come New Year's Eve on into New Year's Day, this is where things are going to get a little tricky as we are looking at lower snow levels and we are looking at the possibility of some scattered lowland snow. Again, the best chance of that snow will be across the north end from Whatcom County into the Skagit Valley, like it has been so happening at least over the past month or so. And as you travel down to the south, we could see a little bit of a snow, at least in Seattle, and then further south of Seattle, not much happening on New Year's Eve.
Well, here's something to consider if you're looking for alternative ways to get to those New Year's Eve parties. Some good ideas to plan ahead. Uber and Lyft will have surge pricing when demand puts more drivers on the road. Some people say last year they were shocked by just how much more they ended up paying for a ride. One rideshare user told us his normal $20 trip cost more than $100. But for drivers, it means big money in their pockets.
So I'm looking forward to make at least $6,000 by the end of the week.
6,000, wow. Cab drivers want to remind people that their pricing is fixed no matter what the demand is, and they might be a cheaper option on New Year's Eve, but the most important part is, of course, getting home safely. And don't forget, the city of Seattle is teaming up with Uber to achieve that goal. Even though surge pricing will drive up the cost, Uber is offering discounted rides on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Customers can get $10 off on all Uber pool rides using the promo code, quote, Safe Start 2017.
New safety precautions for New York City's New Year's Eve celebrations are in the works right now. 65 garbage collection and sand trucks will surround Times Square's perimeter as we take a live look over the city this morning. The trucks are meant to stop would-be assailants from plowing semi-trucks into the crowd of 1 million people. 100 patrol cars will also be used as blocker vehicles. Police say there are no known credible threats against that celebration.
In just the last hour, Russian President Vladimir Putin responded to new White House sanctions against Russia in the wake of election hacking accusations. Earlier this morning, Russia's foreign minister recommended their country expel 35 U.S. diplomats. However, Putin later announced Russia would not expel any U.S. diplomats from the country. The Russian foreign minister called the U.S. allegations of Russia's interference in the election groundless. This morning, Russia ordering the closure of Anglo-American schools in Moscow, which serves the children of U.S. embassy officials, now close to the facility to U.S. nationals.
A ceasefire agreement is holding right now in Syria between the government and rebels. That truce was brokered by both Russia and Turkey, who support opposing sides in that war. It took effect at midnight. The agreement is a potential breakthrough in the 6-year civil war that has left more than 250,000 people dead and triggered a huge refugee crisis across Europe.
Hollywood's famous Chinese theater went dark for the 11th time ever to honor Debbie Reynolds. Her memorable acting role in Singing in the Rain was partially filmed at the theater, and her handprints were also cemented there in 1965. Reynolds died on Wednesday at 84, one day after her daughter, Carrie Fisher, passed away.
Friends and family of an injured police officer hope the community will rally behind him. We've learned it could be weeks or months before Officer Brandon Dorr walks again. He was pinned under a trolley during the Sounders Victory Parade. Dorr's leg was broken in that accident. Along with being an officer, Dorr also works at a CrossFit gym. A fellow officer launched a fundraiser on GoFundMe to help Dorr and his family.
He was always like volunteering for extra shifts, doing whatever extra duty they can do.
The GoFundMe page has raised about $14,000. Their goal is to raise $25,000 over the next 2 weeks. More details now on the recovery of Mount Vernon police officer Mike McClowery. His family reports he said his first word since being shot in the head 2 weeks ago. They wrote on Facebook that he said, "Ouch," when nurses turned him. They also say McClowery is breathing on his own and continues to show encouraging signs, but still has a long road ahead of him.
It will be at least another day before the Point Defiance to Vashon Island ferry route is back up and running. Work to repair the damaged dock, which crews hoped would finish today, is now expected to wrap up tomorrow instead. Riders will still have to use the Southworth or the Fauntleroy routes until repairs can be complete.
Well, you know, just as there they go. There goes the emergency crews. They were right here. I was going to tell you all about this accident here on the ramp from, say, southbound I-5 to eastbound I-90, but now traffic is flowing smoothly again. Bye-bye. They do such quick work there, the DOT and the State Patrol. You can see here on I-5 heading northbound, 59 miles an hour through downtown Tacoma. No problems there. Also over here on the Valley Freeway, 60 miles an hour, an unheard of speed for this time of the morning. But again, a lot of people have the week off into downtown Seattle, 60 miles an hour there. No problems to report. There's a little bit of slowing onto I-90, but that's expected to be relieved now that accident I was going to show you is now out of the way. And southbound here on I-5 through say Linwood, or also heading down toward Bothell on 405. No problems to report there, 60 miles an hour.
Well, it's almost here. The Peach Bowl now just 1 day away. The Washington Huskies are soaking in all the hoopla of the college football playoff.
And probably some sunshine as well down in Atlanta. Players spent the day in the spotlight as they get ready to take on #1 Alabama. KOMO's Mike Ferreri was there for all of the media day hype.
Well, good morning from chilly Atlanta. You know, the players for both Alabama and Washington, they've been talking about playing this game all month long. They had the chance to talk about it one more time. It was media day at the Georgia Dome. Husky players were asked nonstop what they thought of Alabama. Alabama players asked their thoughts on Washington. The best part of media day for the players is the fact that they won't be bothered by the media again until the Peach Bowl is over Saturday afternoon.
We knew it was going to be a lot of cameras, so, everybody tried to, just be smart about what they was doing. But, it's just been football to us. That's what we've been looking forward to, just playing better teams, great teams, and just really showing who we are as players.
We just got to prepare, that's all it comes down to. Just after the game, it's going to be a win or a lose. Hopefully become on the winning side, so we can have good things to talk about and continue our season, finish it successfully how we wanted to.
So much hype and anticipation surrounding this game. It's going to be a huge relief for these players when they can finally just go out and play on Saturday. In Atlanta, Mike Ferreri, KOMO Sports.
We're just now 90 minutes away from the first tailgate party kicking off for the Huskies. This one's at SeaTac Airport for UW fans flying out for the Peach Bowl. Alaska Airlines says 4 flights full of fans start departing Seattle at 8:45 this morning, so they're throwing a tailgate party at gate C9. They actually hired a DJ and decked the place all out in purple and gold. That party starts at 7:30. It runs until 1:30 when the last of 4 flights takes off. We'll have you there live later this hour.
Well, if you won't be there for the game, you can listen, of course, to the whole thing on the radio on KOMO 1000, home of the Huskies. Pre-game coverage begins at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Then the play-by-play action gets going when the game kicks off at noon.
We want all you Husky fans to show your pride ahead of the big game. We're having a Facebook fan battle with our sister station in Alabama. Just go to the KOMO News Facebook page to like this post, then share it with your friends. Help us show the Crimson Tide that Husky Nation is here to stay, but do it before today at 2 p.m.
Husky fans certainly not the underdogs in that competition. Well, straight ahead, why this year is going to last a little bit longer than usual.
Plus, no one likes to move, but this is ridiculous. Why police were after this U-Haul truck.
A snow squall blew in and visibility went to 0.
An incredible story of survival. A local man recovering right now after getting stuck in the middle of a snowstorm. Hear more from him right after the break.
That snow continues to fly across the higher elevations with the winter weather advisory continuing until 9 o'clock in the morning across Snoqualmie and Stevens. Back in the lowlands, a few passing showers this morning, but we're on our way to see a partly cloudy sky at noon, about 41. We'll dry it out today, 43 at 5.